All right, welcome back. It's been a little while. It's been about, I think, a month. Got caught up with college. So, today we're going to be watching John Wesley Elliott, also known by his infamous screen name, Bald Beaver Hunter. All right, that's enough of the BS talk. Let's get into it.
Okay, out of the vehicle.
Hey, come on in.
Walking into our undercover house is 39-year-old John Elliott, a factory worker for a window company. He's driven 2.5 hours.
Look at that earpiece, man. Fucking 2000 whatever. We're really struggling.
To meet a girl who told him she was 12 and home alone. It's after 1 o'clock in the morning.
Wow. Look at this guy. I've been driving 2.5 hours to meet a 12-year-old. That's just goddamn sad. To add to that, it's 1 in the morning. What 12-year-old would be up that late? Not to mention, what kid... Why'd they leave their kid alone that late at night? To be fair, I guess 12 is a beginning of independent stage, but still.
I was just watching some TV. Come sit down.
We've hired this 19-year-old actress, Casey, to be our decoy.
Fucking
Elliott
Casey.
seems to think she's the 12-year-old
What was that little hand motion there? Jesus.
virgin he's been chatting with online for the past month. Using a screen name so disturbing we can't broadcast it,
Oh, that's an expert photo right there. Looks like a bathroom pic. Yeah, apparently Bald Beaver Hunter is too explicit for TV. Like it's kind of weird to think about. If it's too explicit for TV, in order to be old enough to understand it, you'd have to be, old enough. But if you're young enough, you shouldn't be watching the show anyway, and you wouldn't get it. So
he tells the decoy about his fantasy of being with a young girl.
You were asking me about what I was daydreaming about. Well, that's it. You nude and me licking you.
ooh. Ah, I don't know about that. Me licking you. Nah.
He continues to chat with the decoy about his fixation with giving her oral sex and adds that as he's talking to her, he's nude and thinking bad thoughts.
I
Oh,
just
no.
never thought I would openly tell a young girl that.
Yeah, you shouldn't. That's not something. There's a good reason why you shouldn't say that, because it's illegal.
It's okay with me.
But as soon as I saw your pic, I was like, man, I'd give anything I could to have one night with her.
You'd give anything. Wow. Just sad and creepy, all wrapped up into one slimy, sticky, dirty statement.
At one point, he tells her his hobby is taking pictures of himself masturbating and then sends the decoy some of those shots. And he doesn't stop there. Later, he sends her child pornography.
Wow. So we've got a real expert at this. We've got his hobby is taking pictures of himself jerking the ween. All right. Let's just not comment on that part. Let's just move on to the next part. We have Etta just sending some CP. Okay. All right.
A photo
That's already-
of a girl engaging in a sex act.
That girl is young.
How young?
I think 14.
Wow.
Wow.
At one point, he seems to fear she might be a policewoman. But
Now, so it's a little bit late for that, John. You've already sent CP. You said you'd give anything for a night. You know she's like, what was it, 12? This doesn't, as Chris Hansen said, this doesn't look very good for you, John.
as you can see, that doesn't stop him from showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like to do. Even if I'm going, even if let's get rid of the 12-year-old part. Go to a legal age girl's house. When I walk in the door, first thing you do, can I use the bathroom? You just gotta say with the cringy arms, or kind of bathroom as soon as you walk in. It's like, dude, I know it was a 2.5 hour drive, but like, still, you know, I assume he was driving on a main road there. Just go before you get there. That's not the first statement you want to say. Like, hey, how you doing? Bathroom. It's like, no, just do that before you get there. Just kind of like etiquette. It's weird.
Yeah, it's the first door on the left. I let him go to the bathroom, and when he came out, he seemed a little more relaxed. He was a little more comfortable that, okay, she let me go to the bathroom. We're going to be here a while.
Gosh, you're pretty.
Thank you. So what are your plans, or what are you thinking?
I think it's funny because you could before you could kind of see her pause, like about the bathrooms. You're like, maybe we don't let him go to the bathroom, but then I guess they didn't see any harm in it.
Kissing you.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, how we talked on the internet.
As the decoy presses him, he
Talk on the
stops
internet.
smiling and seems to get suspicious. She asks him about that photo he sent her of the girl receiving oral sex.
That picture you sent me with the 14-year-old girl. Was she really 14?
Just you're like, look at interrogation. Was she really 14? Wow. You should. Do you have any credible sources? Can you give me a? Can you state in MLA format, please, and sign this waiver saying where you got it, and testify against him? It's like, what? You're acting a little bit strange for a quote 12-year-old to act like, be like, oh yeah, where'd you get that picture from?
I don't know. I just found it off of a guy off the internet when we were talking.
Is that like what you wanted to do?
That's what I want to do, but there's something in me that it's not right, and it's really bothering
me. Ooh, you just heard the single footstep of this man's demise. But Alex is like, now he's suspicious. He's like, it seems a little late to be suspicious now. After you've sent all that stuff, you've walked in the door, you've gone to the bathroom. But now something seems strange. I don't know.
You seem pretty confident on the internet in terms of what you wanted to do. Mm-hmm. What was your plan tonight?
Actually, I wasn't really going to be doing anything because I was worried of getting too scared and nervous about it.
Now, why were you getting so scared and nervous?
Well, I just knew it wasn't right.
But that's not how you made it sound online. And what about the photos he sent of himself masturbating?
Oh, God. You can see they blew those images up, too. Those are taking half the damn piece of paper. Like, damn.
Why'd you do it?
Well, just everything in my life it's all screwed up. I've got a bad job.
Bit of a understatement there.
My marriage is not good.
Did you bring any condoms?
No, I wasn't going to do anything like that.
Yeah, what were you going to do?
It was just oral.
Just oral.
We'll get to that line in a second. Jesus. His life's all screwed up. Like, this is something I can't debate you on. You've just now realized how messed up it is. Until Chris Hansen comes up and mentions, the chat log, the pictures, and then someone, the pictures that you sent to someone who said they were 12. And I don't think your bad job and marriage are even deciding factors in the slightest. I know you can have stress, but I don't think you got your own. I think your hobby might help you with your stress.
Well, I don't think it was that bad on oral.
She told you she was 12 years old.
It's just oral. Oh yeah, from a 12-year-old, but it's still just oral. This guy.
Yeah.
And you came over here planning to have oral sex with a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to deny it. I mean, yeah, I did.
you probably should start denying it, considering it's like a felony. You gotta think like Tim Isaac when he said, "Baby, 15 could get me 20."
When I ask him about his obscene screen name, he starts to laugh.
You think this is funny?
No,
It's a
I'm
big joke.
No,
Big
No,
joke.
You're to have sex with a 12-year-old girl, and this is a big old joke to you.
Big joke.
No. What I'm getting at is, this is the very first time this has ever happened. I've never met.
It's the first time you got caught, maybe.
No.
Right. So what made you
No.
decide all of a sudden to do it now? I mean, you've been chatting with.
Like as Chris likes to say, it's always their first time. Well, except Donald Morrison, but you know, that's a different video. Perhaps coming up in the future. Wink, wink.
This girl for a month.
I've had that fantasy in the back of my head.
Fantasy.
Fantasy.
Being with a young.
Having that fantasy in the back of your head, I think that right there is I think that would probably be considered an admission of intent. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not up here, telling you, gonna give you with litigation tips and tricks, but I'm pretty sure that could be construed or misconstrued into intent.
A young girl, yes.
Well, what do you think should happen to you?
Sent to an island.
Sent to an island. Do you think
Exile.
Sent to an island, and then starts laughing. This guy. So you think you talked to a 12-year-old, said, "Give me a blowy," and that gets you sent to an island. That's not how it works. Simple. You just go to prison. No island needed. The only island you could go to is at Azkaban. Not Azkaban. Alcatraz. I mean, that'll work for you. There you go. You can go hang out in that abandoned prison. There you go. I love he also mentions the word that all of them say, like, fantasy. If it was a fantasy, you wouldn't have driven 2.5 hours at 1:30 in the morning.
exile an island? You still think this is all funny?
No, I don't know why you're asking me stuff like this. I mean,
Well, why do you think I'm curious about all this?
I can tell you're a therapist. I know. I mean, not just.
You think I'm a therapist?
Wow. I know everyone, if you've ever seen videos on Bald Beaver Hunter or John Wesley Elliott, everyone comments this, but it's just baffling. It boggles the mind. He comes up here, gets, flamed, gets roasted about his jerking the ween on the side and sending it to 12-year-old and asking for a blowy. He gets absolutely, put on the spot, and he's like, "I can tell you're a therapist." Whoa. Wow. That's so far out of left field. It's just like, you don't see it coming. It's just amazing. It's just like, you think it's like, there's no therapist, John. There's none.
Yeah, by the way,
Do you think that you came over here to meet this girl and magically a therapist sat down to help you through your problem?
I don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know. He's being facetious. He's being sarcastic. Pick up on the cues.
Well, do you ever watch television?
No, sir.
Well, there's something I got to tell you. I'm Chris Hansen, and I work for a show called Dateline NBC.
Okay.
And we're doing a story on adults who try to meet young teenagers online for sex.
Okay.
It's called To Catch a Predator. So if there's anything else that you'd like to...
This is one thing that I miss from the newer ones. Like, we've had commentary on Joshua Cologne. We've had one on, Sokol, Manzi. It's more modern, so they have more, the small cameras, regular sized cameras, that's, good quality footage. That's why I like HVP. It's got good quality footage, but there's something missing from those newer ones. Like when these ones, like they come out here, they have the big ass heavy cameras, takes an entire dude to hold up the equipment just right in their face with the big ass lens. They can see their own reflection in the damn lens. There's just something about that. It's just perfect.
to tell us about your situation, we'd like to hear it.
I love my wife, and I know it doesn't look like it. I need to see a psychiatrist because of the way everything's going with my life.
You love your wife. If you're stooping so low and just scraping even underneath the barrel, you've gone way past bottom of the barrel. You're digging underneath the barrel. To talk to a 12-year-old, you don't love your wife. I'm sorry, you just don't. You're lying to yourself. You no longer have a wife after that. I hope.
All right. Well, why don't you go ahead and I hope you get that help.
As he gets up to leave, and
Also, what's his fascination with fucking psychologists, therapists, you know? Or what do you say, psychiatrist? There's some difference between psychiatrists and psychologists. I'm not exactly sure, but I think one assigns medication, one's just is for evaluation. I could be wrong. Please feel free to correct me in the comments, but yeah, it's just weird. He's like, "Are you a therapist? Are you? I gotta see a psychiatrist." It's like, I think you've gone past that to a certain point.
makes the long walk to the door. Officers are in position, ready to arrest him.
Oh, here it comes.
Sheriff's office, hands up! Hands up!
You know what's weird? He didn't even look like he was phased. He was like expecting it almost. I mean, I guess if he's seen the show before, it's possible he's seen it. But if you think if he saw it, he wouldn't show up. Like, there's probably clear signs. As soon as he walked in and the decoy was like interrogating him, asking him about, "Oh, where'd you find that picture? Did you like that picture?" He's like, "Oh, maybe that's why he started getting suspicious. Oh shit, this is John Wesley Elliott lore right here. We're unlocking fucking memories here." Alright. Also, it's weird, like, the varying amount of force they use from state to state, and even predator to predator. You know, like this guy, look.
Hands out! Hands out!
They kind of touch him, and they pull him up. And they pull him up to his knees, bang, bang, and he's up, and they just shove him right out. Some of them, they stop him, you know, point taser at him, then they get on the ground, then they just, like, escort them out. This guy, they're, like, knees right in the back, you know, lift him up by his arms up. It's like, I don't think John Wesley Elliott is gonna start fighting back and start resisting and break the cuffs and escape. He looks like he, like, struggled and started breathing hard to walk up the 2 stairs.
He's taken away in an unmarked car and brought to a police station where he's booked, photographed.
Thank you, sir.
I mean, look at this. This it looks like Notre Dame. This looks like a... Oh, God, I'm forgetting his name. Oh, no. Oh, God. I can't remember his name right now. It's not really important, but he looks like a hunchback here. Jesus.
And brought in for questioning.
Had an interesting night, haven't you?
Yeah, really.
He's still laughing.
He's read his rights, and Kentucky Bureau of Investigation agent Catherine Reed starts to question
Catherine
him.
Reed.
What brought you here tonight, John?
Just fantasy.
Oh. Just fantasy. Of course it was just fantasy. Again, that's why he showed up at 1:30 in the morning. Silly me.
What kind of fantasies?
I don't want to be with a young girl. I'm not saying it's right or anything like that.
Again, admission of guilt. Right there. Fantasy of being with a young girl. Bam. Right there.
mean to make it sound that way.
So you knew it was wrong when you came here?
Yep. Right
Agent
there.
Reed
Even more.
gets the man's consent to search his car and retrieve his computer from his home.
Oh, gosh.
He's then taken to jail.
Yeah.
Jail or anything like that.
And later,
Wait, what is that? What was that?
I've never been in jail or anything like that.
and later,
I ain't never been in jail. Something. like a right up close to his face. Jesus, they like stick the camera in through the window.
later brought before a judge.
You were charged with unlawful transaction with a minor less than 16 years of age, first degree, which is a Class B felony. Do you understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
The judge sets his bail.
Your bond will stay at $50,000 cash.
50,000 cash. Well, that's where I'm gonna stop the video. The rest is just like phone calls, and it tells what happens after this thing. Can be summed up to how he got 7 years in prison and 5 years of parole. I hope you liked the video. Also, be sure to suggest who you want to do next. Yeah, maybe I saw some of your comments. Maybe I'll look at Sokol or at Manzi's interrogation. Some of y'all wanted to see that. So I'll take a little look-see at that, see if it's worth doing, because I know those videos are really long. So that would be a really long video. Like, mine are usually, 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes, something like that. I think the, interrogations themselves are just that long. So maybe I could find, an edited version of one where it's, not 45 minutes long. So if it's 45 minutes long and I'm stopping like I am here, Jesus, we'll all be here for 3.5 hours, and none of us have time for that. And I'm sure y'all don't want to hear me rambling about something even longer. So that's where I'm going to end the video. So, yeah, just any suggestions, feedback, please let me know in the comments. Alright, see y'all.